Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Hey, little birdie. Don't feel down. Come and perch on my shoulder. Don't be shy. I'll show you around town. Really? No wonder they never pay attention to me. Forget it. I probably shouldn't be anthropomorphized. Haven't seen you in some time. To which one of the Animo Archon's winds do I owe the honor? Oh, is this since it wasn't meant to be with this little birdie? If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty. Still, on the bright side, business is now taken care of. And I have unused travel funds, so I was planning to...
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side.
A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Actually, yes, they were desert dwellers. Come on, let's go watch.
Your Majesty, not only has God bestowed the throne upon you, but your beloved son, Prince Kubad, has led our brave warriors to KAEYA'S, my king. His Highness the...
Ah, it's the tale of Prince Kubad. Ever heard this one? Don't worry, I still remember the general plot. The main characters are the brilliant Prince Kubad and his war-hungry father. When the prince was young, the king was deceived by a malicious rumor that the prince had mistreated his stepmother. He demanded that the prince walk through a blazing fire to prove his innocence. Miraculously, the prince emerged unscathed. Now uneasy in the presence of his mistrustful father, the prince requested to be sent away to the battlefield where he would fight against KAEYA'S army. This is the part where the prince has won the war and decided to forge a peace with the rival nation. He wrote a letter recommending peace to his father. Oh, it looks like the king's made up his mind.
KAEYA'S lost because he did not have the blessing of God. Our God will always watch over us and punish our enemies. Once the bells of war have begun to toll, they shall not cease until the... If Kubad still wishes to be my son and hold the intaglio I bestowed upon him as...
Your Majesty, I must caution that a nation destroyed is not a fallen city writ large. Now, the loss of one city strikes fear into the hearts of our enemies, compelling them to accept defeat. If, however, we insist on bringing a whole nation to its knees, then so long as my king, a people is to their nation as wild grass to the open prairie.
Cease, Gundafar. You're mine. As for my son Kubad...
What are you saying, my noble king? Why must you... When he was falsely accused, you once doubted his honor and made him walk through a... Now you would turn me away when I seek only to...
The justification is that my word, not yours, is the law of the land. Cease and be gone, Gundafar, so you may spend the rest of your days with your wife.
What has become of the king that I served with my life? Fanaticism has robbed him of all reason and wisdom. Peace is short.
I must think of a way to seize control of the army back from the hands of my wayward son, that they might continue the fight to the end. Perhaps...
Brilliant acting, Darbil.
I saw you approaching us in the middle...
Not at all. Far from it. When we first got to know each other, he was still a guard for one of the merchant caravans. Seemed...
Nice to meet you. And to be perfectly honest, I wasn't making all that much as I was already pretty good at telling stories. Full disclosure, we had to put this little stage together. Anyway, we're all good enough at acting to get through the motions, but so I got a student from the academia to adapt an old...
I could tell that you've had someone tighten...
That's good. Well...
Sure, wine. Tickets for two, please.
There's no need for tickets. You could just get some food from Jafar Ta... We've actually found a sponsor for this performance, too. He's not too happy about the poor turnout, though. I doubt we'll be able to keep him for the next...
Darbil Asgar still hasn't shown up for the next scene. We should get his costume.
My apologies. I have to get ready for the upcoming scene.
Would you two like to order some food? What can...
Bear with us a moment. I was at Port Ormos discussing some business opportunities, and some crook was trying to pull a fast one on me. Darbil took pity on me and politely asked him to make himself scarce. He's a good guy. A decent storyteller, too. There's a lot of fun to be had if you hang around interesting people doing interesting. That's my secret formula for staying in a good mood. Try it out sometime. Thanks for waiting. We'll take you up on that tandoori roast chicken. And let's throw in some... We've got good seats. We can watch the show as we eat. If I remember correctly, but I won't spoil it for you. You have to experience it for yourself. I don't tend to judge a story's worth by my personal affinity for it. But if you want to know my... History always repeats itself. When you keep this in mind and watch out for the echoes of past...
Here you are. The check's on the table, too.
No need. I'll pay up front. Here.
Thank you, sir.
Call it a token of my gratitude for the excellent...
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's...
Hey, Kaya. I'm so sorry. We can't do the rest of the show without him, so... I'm really, really sorry, but we'll have to call the show right here.
Ooh, that would be fun. Darbil, would you lose...
Not really. I mean, there's not...
Don't worry about that.
Let me think. Well, wait, but Kubot has a switching actors is one thing, but what...
Well, good...
You're kidding.
Sure.
It's in the restaurant.
Gotta say, I think I actually look pretty dapper in this. It's a pity I don't have... Uh-oh, not a fan of me as a prince? I'll have to act my heart out so you'll be too
Kaya, here's your script for the...
Only one way...
Okay, I think we've covered all your lines and movements.
All right.
Great.
General Kubot, son of... I beg you, please spare my few...
Frasyav, though you now lead only the husk of a once mighty army, I have no desire to crush your dignity. Even your most savage warriors have no desire to see further bloodshed, and none among your ranks have opposed these peace talks. Nevertheless, I must hear it from you one final time. General Frasyav, do you agree to sign a treaty in good faith and commit from this day forth to peace between our nations?
With my army in ruins, yes, let us end our hostility.
We share the desire to lay down our arms for good and liberate our hearts from the dirge of hatred. Then as God above is our witness, I hereby declare that I will spare your hostages and what remains of your army, May peace... My tutor, Gundafar, has already made haste to my father, the king, with the recommendation of a truce.
Prince Kubad, your name is renowned through.
One will find on a battlefield no master of ceremonies. I, Kubad, son of Kabus, hereby pledge protection to you and all of your kin. May the oceans be stained red with my blood if I am ever to renounce this oath.
Wow, your friend is so. Hey, Rashana, you don't want to miss this. The good-looking guy who.
I return, your highness.
Nay, I am not so rash as to preempt my father's blessing.
My child, I must share with you the gravest news.
How can this be? You mean to say that
He has indeed. I urged him to reconsider, and for this I was rebuked, but far stricter punishment than this. Please heed my warnings, dear child.
Nay, the truce must stand. The masses have grown weary of death and conflict in both our nation and... When I departed my beloved home to alas, is this...
Kaeya, the next line is, alas, is...
Must it...
Huh? Wait, that's not part of the script.
My dear audience, I ask you this. Do you believe in fate? Oh? Then so must it be. Yes, I shall discard this intaglio and rid...
Wait, but that's not... My dear prince, do you intend to betray your father and abandon your heritage?
Fate means to send the machinations of war. Fate would see my sword tainted with the blood of innocent, but I shall not bow to the...
Bravo! Where did... Shut up, stop.
I, Kubad, will spend the rest of my days in a foreign land, till I breathe my last in a...
Oh, at least he brought it.
Prince Kubad, my child, there is no need to be rash. Please...
Gundafar, my dear mentor. You have all... But I must walk this path, or freedom dies by my hand.
Goodbye, my...
The show is pretty good.
Ooh, it's Prince.
Why, certain.
Ooh, thank.
Acting is quite fun. If
W, could you?
Ah, my apologies.
I was the performance was outstanding. The improvised section was particularly good. I think you could include some improvisation as...
Thank you, sir. And a big thanks also...
Kaeya, was it? Well, young man, I must say, you've made quite the impression on...
Thank you for the invite, sir. But I'm afraid I've reached the end of my time in Sumeru. I'm sure that my friends and family in Mondstadt must be missing...
Well then, consider it an open invitation. Once you've been... My door is always open. If you're ever interested, please ask Darby. Darby, we can continue...
Thank you so much. Seriously, Kaeya. You know, you should stay for...
Darbil, Asgar is back. He lost track of time.
Genius invocation again?
Sure. Okay, I think they're all gone.
The show is pretty good. Can't tell if this counts as me slacking off during work. It's a gray area for sure.
Everyone hold hands!
I always like to extricate myself before things start getting tedious. All right, this should be far enough. Don't think they'll find me here. People were starting to expect a lot of things. I don't mind socializing, but compared to chatting over food and drink, I much prefer just going wild on the stage. What about you? Did you enjoy the show? Oh? I was expecting a lengthier critique. Let me think. All the world's a stage. Perhaps there's an inept god out there deciding everyone's fates? Yeah, inept is a good word for it. Honestly, it might even be a little too civil to describe a god who turns fathers against their sons, and is... Anyway, that's exactly why actors need to wake up and realize they don't have to follow the script. There's nothing to stop them from following their gut and making it up as they go along. Oh, my dear traveler, please don't take me too literally. Everyone, you and I included, if you don't like the script, just walk off the stage and join the A little too obtuse? Relax. When I did my little bit of audience interaction back there, you had no time to prepare. You're still holding on to the intaglio I threw you from the stage, right? It's been the most fascinating day, hasn't it?
Bringing top to bottom reform to our foreign trade.
Take it easy.
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war.
A matter of utmost
Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Ah, yes. Given that the acting Grand Masters saw fit to allocate these funds to my trip in the first... In other words, what do you... Perhaps a fancy meal at a nice restaurant? Or a river cruise that takes in the sights of Sumeru City? Or we could buy a few nice mementos to take home. Hey, no need to put it like that. Let's keep walking. The rules of the Knights of Favonius state that any and all expenditures traveling alone is... Of course, with me being here on my own, it was looking like a wasted opportunity. But now that I've run into you, why don't we make this a joint trip? You're always so busy. It's high time you gave yourself a proper break. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Now I remember why your honest character is dazzling to behold. Like the sunlight reflect... In that case, I guess today's end-of-trip blowout is cancelled. I shall pack my luggage and prepare to return to Mondstadt. Oh? You'd do that for me? Well, when I was souvenir shopping, I picked out something for you too. Guess my thoughtfulness wasn't in vain. Let's keep that a secret for now. Not because I want to keep you. It's just that I didn't think I'd run into you here. All my gifts are back at the inn. I want you to find out for yourself when you open it. The surprise is... Then it's settled. We'll leave together shortly. Look, Now, as promised, according to the merchant I bought it from, mysterious spirits called Jinn often live in lamps like... Merchants love to exaggerate. I know you like rare things, so perhaps you can add this to your collection. Of course, you can also use it as an ordinary pot. You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. I'm ready to head into the city now. You're free to join me, or you can make your own schedule. I could give everyone their souvenirs first, but I'm not sure whether maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting in my... I'm honored to have such a... Let's go to the after so long in Sumeru, there's no rush. Port Ormos is always lively. Quite a stark contrast with Mondstadt. People pray and play music. Good question. Life in Sumeru is never dull. Last time I was out drinking on the street at night, although I did learn later that that kind of thing is highly unusual. They taught me a lot of songs that they usually sing during feasts. Simple, honest folks like me, we don't need much to be content. Fair enough. Let's shelve that discussion for now. Have you ever had a chance to hear the cathedral choir before? The hymns they sing are a whole tradition in their own right. Well, let's see if we can catch them today. Excuse me, Sister Grace.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh?
As you probably know, Captain Kaya.
Yes. I heard about that.
Yes, exactly. Well, it turns out there are plenty of believers, but for some reason, the rehearsals are going terribly. I don't understand it. Oh, maybe I'm just not... Captain Kaya.
Me?
Thank you so much, Captain.
I'm sure you've figured out who this expert is already. He has the best singing voice of any poet in Mondstadt, and understands poetry better than any other singer. Plus, good day. Drinking alone? I hope you don't mind us joining you.
Hello, hello! Please, take a seat. We're all friends here.
Patton, one moonlit alley and an apple cider.
Ooh, excellent choices. Come on, let's have a toast and drain our glasses together. Here's to the times...
Ever the poet. Any new songs of yours we could listen to? There's a real dearth of quality entertainment at the moment. Speaking of which, I trust you've heard Sister Grace's choir perform before?
Of course, though the format is a little
So you'd say you enjoy listening to hymns?
let me think. Well, however it's expressed.
Passion and joy, huh? An intriguing perspective. By this logic, I suppose Lord Barbados would also enjoy the choir's performances.
Oh? And why is that?
Think about it. It's only because of his patient guidance and it must be quite sad.
Yes, well, that's a beautiful... In principle, the hymns of the cathedral are dedicated to a god. But in reality, the audience are all ordinary people with very worldly concerns. So what really matters is that the people in...
If Sister Grace was...
Huh? Distressed? Ugh, she might be asking a bit too much. To be honest, if they have a natural talent for music, I'm pretty sure the first people. Besides, he is the god of freedom.
Well, to each their own, I say. But Sister Grace seems quite
More drinks?
Uh-oh.
Another bottle of apple cider for Venti, please.
Wow! Thanks, Kaya. You are one of the finest students ever to emerge from my fat. With the aid of this bottle,
Then this is probably Sister Grace is a devout follower of the Animo Archon. Perhaps it's her depth of devotion that causes her to worry too much about this.
Don't worry. Just wait a moment. The next time you visit her, our sweet sister... Kaya is a wily character, but it's fine. I mean, the church's choral hymns aren't exactly my strong... Hey, if I'm happy and Sister Grace...
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
Hello, Sister Grace.
Captain Kaya.
Fanciful in the sense of not worth... Everyone in the choir loves to sing. Suddenly asking them to sing in perfect harmony like a church choir. So, why ask them to adjust to the demands of those staid old church hymns when you could just create a new song for them?
Church choirs typically stick to traditional hymns. What's stopping you from considering...
While I don't expect a recently established amateur choir to...
Is the Church of Favonius really such a stickler for tradition? So, Venti, do you think the Animo Archon would like to...
Of course! This was the wish of the people.
Okay, well, let's see what our other friend thinks. Traveler, what are your thoughts? Another vote of confidence.
Maybe it's just a...
Looks like we're all in favor then. So let's start preparing.
Of course. I'll tell them now, and then we'll give this a try.
Should we find some people to help us compose the lyrics?
Good idea. Let's split up and find some contributors, Traveler. Let me think. Since we're composing a song, we should try and recruit at least one person who understands music. Sister Grace, how would you feel...
Given that the idea is to write a song dedicated...
Perfect. Traveler, why don't you head into the cathedral and invite...
Got it!
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you? I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again. Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Let the wind lead. Traveler, it's been a long time since Fortunately. Oh, I see. The hymns we know today have been... But as long as we put our hearts into it. And I never imagined that the bard would come up with such an amazing suggestion. I'd really love to be a part of this. Sure.
Take it easy.
Ah, you're here.
You took your sweet time. Psh, I've seen Kaya play Genius Invocation TCG, making up a bunch of baloney to distract his opponents. Can we really write about... And is the choir really gonna perform it publicly? So everyone on the streets will hear it?
I can guarantee...
Then I wanna write this!
I'm used to just humming to myself while I work. So after Sister Grace criticized us for not singing in harmony, I was planning on quitting the choir. I never thought we'd be able to just sing what we want.
Plus, we get to write a song with
Thank you, everyone. I agree. Traditionally speaking,
I expect that Professor Venti might feel that topic is overdone and lacks originality, and that it may not be to Lord Barbados's liking.
That's Kaya for you. Got it in one. I'd suggest that everyone start by thinking,
Ooh, well then...
Of course you... I think I'd like to...
Let us praise Mondstadt.
See? Already we have...
What are you doing here? Didn't want to participate in the I just wanted to take you to hear a performance. The rehearsals are now back on track. I'd rather it didn't come to that. My songwriting abilities are limited. If doing nothing but loitering on the plaza enjoying the scenery all day is the only way but that would get boring after a while. Besides, can you be so sure I didn't have something to gain from help?
Oh, I spy 2 naughty students skipping class. We're ready to review and discuss everyone's lyric
I still recall the teachings of Professor Venti. The Animo Archon cares not about how moving the people's songs have... With so many true believers gathered together, that's what a song of worship is all about.
And that's the reason you've decided to leave?
Slipping away before the final verse is sung, before the poet has uttered the last line, before everything has concluded. I don't know. Something about it just resonates with me. Oh no.
Wow, that was a... But to share all this with a group of friends, only to find myself one friend, if you don't want to write a poem... Abandon the swift current surge and onward majestic waves cresting, the stars in my eyes as I... If you are a chaser of freedom, the Animo Arc...
A boat that has come unmoored will...
Of course, you don't have to believe in it, but the...
Well, after a...
What?
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. Take it easy.
Look, Mondstadt. Now, as promised, according to the merchant I bought it from, mysterious merchants love to I know you like rare things, so perhaps you can add this to your collection. Of course, you can also use it as an ordinary pot. Personally, I think it'd make... You're welcome. I'm ready to head into this... I could give everyone... Maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting... Yes, I suppose. Let's start by going to the Knights of Favonius headquarters.
Add as...
Blinding sunlight is such a pain. No way I can get a nap in this weather. Take it easy.
Hey, you too busy?
You must have had a tough... Yes. Welcome back, Kai.
I understand. A few days ago, we received a letter from the—
Just doing my duty. Anything to reduce the acting Grandmaster's workload. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have some
Given the suddenness of the situation and the difficulty in resolve, but I didn't think there would be this—
Just doing the right thing.
Souvenirs?
Here, the letter opener is for Jean. The jeweled brooch is for Lisa.
The artistry of this is exquisite. Look at the ornamentation.
I love the color of the gem in this brooch. And the—
It wasn't too bad.
Might I intrude?
Albedo, is that you?
I finished the latest quarterly expenses report for the workshop. It's ready for your You two look like you're in
As a matter of fact, the honorary knight and I—
You're too kind.
Since you weren't around, she thought—
children always have the most peculiar—
Also been grounded? Sounds like—
It's Clee's third—
Evidently, you're not—
No. On the contrary, what—
when Clee's next, well, released, I'll bring her to—
Sure. Makes sense.
I'll leave these documents here.
Kaya, I've approved your vacation request. You too, honorary knight.
Thank you.
Enjoy your vacation. But don't forget to return.
Don't worry, I'm nearly
Kaya is just—
Though there's always something—
I'm surprised Clee still hasn't escaped. I taught her a few tricks. Kids will always have their moments of mischief. But to be able to grow up without a worry or care in the world is... Well, now that all... Ooh, how about we visit the Dawn Winery under the pretext of delivering souvenirs and try to score some free wine? D-Luke should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's nothing... What do you think? When should we go? That works. Then I guess we'll see D-Luke. You made it. Brace yourself for...
If you're not feeling well...
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you doing here today? And I see you've brought a +1.
Oh, it's nothing particularly pressing. It's just that we recently returned from Sumeru, and given how long it's been since we last visited the winery, we thought we'd drop...
Is that it? Make yourself...
Oh, do you really mean that? Because my definition of comfortable happens to involve prodigious amounts of your finest wines. Speaking of which...
Sounds like you're in a hurry to reach your goal. Been plotting this raid for a long time?
Plotting a raid? Why, you misunderstand me. The truth is, a rumor happened to reach my ears recently. My informants tell me that last month, the Dawn Winery spent a large sum of Mora on 2 bottles of limited edition. Of course, a teetotaler like yourself would struggle to tell the difference. So why not get a Oh wait, but the sterling reputation of Dawn Winery is at stake. Why, if you really purchased bootleg liquor, that would be scandalous. Better to have unknown and
Quite the story. You used that one last year.
What? Really? I totally forgot. Here. This is for you. I bought it.
Thanks. Put it on the table.
That's it?
You want a comment? Okay, then. This thing is very in line with your... Elzer, fetch a bottle of this year's newest batch from the warehouse.
One moment, Master Kaeya. I shall fetch it immediately.
What's wrong, Elzer?
My throat is a bit raspy is all. It got better after I began taking medicine, but...
Many illnesses are caused by overwork. If you don't get enough rest, surely you should have long since handed over the work of the winery to Diluc by now. You can't keep being Diluc's butler.
Actually, most of the...
Take some time off, Elzer. Don't put it off any longer. It's important to take care of your health. You have to take it seriously. And, cavalry captain, you would do well to remember that brevity...
Master Diluc, Master Kaeya, thank you both. Then I'll take my leave and rest for a few days.
Enjoy your vacation. Though, before you officially clock out, let me head out the door with you. We can grab a... There's nothing quite like enjoying a quality wine while feeling the gentle breeze against your face.
Normally I'd accompany you, but unfortunately I still have some pressing matters to take care of. My apologies and regards to both of you.
Really? Oh, that's a shame.
Where's Kaeya? Gone already? Right now, just the usual day-to-day winery business. But I'll be attending a meeting in Elzer's place shortly. The meeting concerns research and development of new beverages, and involves collaboration between... Kaeya can answer any questions you might have while I'm not here.
I asked Connor to select a bottle of our best.
You asked Connor?
He...
Considerate as ever. Ah,
such artistry.
Glad you like it. Go on.
Very well, Master...
Elzer is a good guy, and he's very responsible.
Master Kaeya, your wine, and an apple cider for your friend. Traveler, this one's for you.
Oh, very clear.
Isn't it? This one's a little...
No need. Sweet as...
Don't mind if I do. We used to always pour the first glass for you when cracking open a new barrel.
Well, since it wasn't me harvesting the grapes, de-stemming, or crushing them, it's much more fitting that you should take...
It's an important step in the winemaking process. After harvesting the grapes, if you'd like, Traveler, you can help us harvest some grapes. Winemaking...
It isn't nearly as...
Master Kaeya is right. Harvesting... But seeing the grapes turn into grape juice, then ferment into wine...
Wait.
Oh, goodness, no. Master D...
Oh?
Well, you know, come nightfall, he's always out there... networking, and so on.
Connor, you're an awful liar.
Oh, so Master Kaeya, how do you like your drink? I remember you weren't very interested in wine when you were young.
That was because the adults said children weren't allowed even a drop. Don't you remember?
Ah, yes, of course.
But on a serious note, Having grown up at a winery, I spent my childhood watching Tunner plant the grape seeds. Even though I couldn't help with making distilled spirits, how could anyone... So, let us raise a glass to wine itself.
Here, here.
Speaking of wine, Connor,
I get a present too? Time really does fly. I still remember the day. Now, I have wrinkles and Tunner's bent double. Well, Master...
How is Tunner holding?
He's still tough, but getting on in years, so some things just aren't as easy as... A lot of the temporary workers I hired quit. Master Kaeya, if you have time, why not go talk to him about it?
I definitely owe him a visit. I haven't seen him in...
Take it easy.
Busy date?
Oh, Master Kai, they're growing wonderfully. This sit. Afterward...
No need. We were just drinking with...
What about your friend? Doesn't she...
Allow me to introduce...
Ah, the honorary knight...
Harvesting grapes is hard work. Do you still remember how I...
I believe I do. What's this? Everyone's clamp. Come with me, young lass. I'll tell... Happy to have... Ooh, you have nimble hands, lass. Fortunately, the young master has a good head on his shoulders. Didn't take long for him to get up to speed. And now he's turned into such an outstanding young man. Polite and kind. If I had a son as exceptional as Kaeya, oh, I would be the happiest man in Mondstadt. There's a few more rows of grapes up ahead. Let's finish picking them together. Careful not to damage the grapes when you pinch the stem.
Winery rules state that whoever picks the most grapes without damaging them gets to drink the first glass from the new batch.
These grapes look excellent. You're a fast learner. I'll take them. Good job. Master Kaeya left the winery and moved to Mondstadt. Just like my own son, Guy. He left... I don't know him like Miss Adeline or Master Diluc do. But I know that no matter how old your child, and without family by your side, I've been working here for decades and watched him grow up with my own... But he guards his secrets. I can see that you have a good relation. That he is, yes. Wonderful. Wonderful.
You're looking very happy, Tunner.
No jokes. Master Kaeya, honorary knight.
Of course. I'm surprised Klee still hasn't escaped. Kids will always have their moments of... Well... Ooh, how about we visit... Diluc should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's no... What do you think? When should we go? Great. Then it's settled. Let's meet the day after tomorrow at the... You're more punctual than I expected. Let's head inside.
Master Kaeya? And the...
Long time no...
Yes.
No need to be so formal.
Ah, what a pit.
Never mind.
She's taking some time.
Perfect. I brought some...
My goodness. Would you like anything to drink?
Well, what perfect...
Let me fetch a barrel and have someone deliver...
Oh, I won't be needing...
Oh, Master Diluc might...
Much obliged. Then I'll have a glass of dandelion wine and a glass of cider lake for her, if you please.
The name is not that literal. It is a drink with virtually no alcoholic content, as Master Kaeya will be aware.
Strictly speaking, that's not entirely true.
Please, enjoy. Pleased you liked it.
How have you been recently?
To tell you the truth, we've had our work cut out for us recently trying to fulfill some major orders. Things have only just started to quiet down over the last couple of...
So, you've had...
But with him being out on business for a few days, who would take care of business and the guests if I were to take time?
At least take half a day to see a doctor and make sure you're okay. If your condition worsens, Diluc will never If you're worried about having someone to handle the winery, why not leave it to me? I'm familiar enough with your responsibilities to cover for you for a while.
Master Kaeya.
All right. No need for that.
While I'm resting, I shall leave Dawn Winery in your hand.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Such great, though it's a pity this batch seems a bit bland. How about I go to the wine locker and fetch one from... Of course it's fine. I promise...
Sorry, I'm a little late to the welcome party, but I believe I just heard the words wine locker and reserve collection. The reserve collection is reserved for a reason, you know. You should...
Oh, Adeline, surely you missed...
I see. And...
We just returned from Sumeru. It's been a... And perhaps enjoy a complimentary drink while we're here.
How could I object?
Oh, Adeline, I also brought some gifts for you all. This bottle...
Oh my!
Of course I remember. You always took such good...
No, you're all grown up now, and you don't...
True. I don't get sick as much. But speaking of being looked after...
Oh, are you hungry? Would you like to eat something?
Well, now that you mention it, I do actually...
Steak?
Oh, yes. A nice steak would
Fragrant cedarwood grilled. Medium. Stewed vegetables on the side?
Yes, just like you always used to make. Thank you kindly, Adeline.
My pleasure. Traveler, I'm sorry I'm not familiar with your preferences. Would you like to come with me and select a few dishes? Grilling the steak over fragrant cedar wood infuses it with more flavor than pan-frying it. It's a favorite of Master KAEYA'S. Since using an open flame to grill indoors is somewhat inconvenient, we usually set up a grill outdoors. It's perfect for... I can offer you a satisfying salad, cold cut platter, and anything stewed. What would you prefer, traveler? Okay. Master KAEYA really likes stewed vegetables, but it takes the most time. So I'll start making that first, and then prepare your meal once that's underway. Of course! He wasn't always such a complicated character. Boys, huh? At least that's my experience. If there's anything you don't understand about Master KAEYA, his temperament has changed quite a lot over the years. But he still has a lot of the endearing qualities I remember. KAEYA is much savvier and more mature than he used to be. When he answers your question with a question, stop and think carefully. As for not knowing what he's up to, but don't let him get to you too much. You can take it from me. You were drinking a cider. Do you know why it's called that? The name was coined by none other. They were adorable when they were young. One time, the winery was hosting a banquet. Master Diluc wasn't happy about that, and he convinced Master KAEYA to team up with him and sneak into the wine cellar to steal some dandy. And how did I find this out? Because when Master KAEYA attempted to distract me, I could clearly see Diluc hiding around the corner of the corridor. The Captain KAEYA of today never bats an eye when he lies. Anyway, they were discovered by Master Krepis in the end, and he was furious. He punished Master KAEYA by making him write lines, and Master Diluc was forced to clean the wine. The wine cellar had over a dozen large wine barrels to scrub, and Master Diluc was just a child. There was no way he could finish it all by himself. Master Krepis really meant to teach him a lesson. I'd originally planned to secretly finish off the work for him, but when I peeked inside the cellar, I found that Master KAEYA was already there. He and I finished scrubbing the remaining barrels. When Master Krepis saw that the bruises on Master KAEYA's hands were even darker than those on Master Diluc's hands, he instantly understood that Master Krepis wasn't stern. So you see, his friends have a special... KAEYA's quite a smooth talker these days. Ah, good. You're not worried that I can't handle it by myself, are...
Drinking fine wine? Eating Adelin's steak? Oh? What has Adeline been telling you? So she told the good stories. Well, shucks. Now I'm embarrassed.
Food's ready. I hope you're hungry.
Oh, we never imagined there would be such a magnificent feast. You've really outdone yourself. Why don't you sit and eat with us this time?
If you keep chatting away, the food will get cold. I'll wait here. Please call...
I'm afraid that just won't do, Adeline. I'm serious. We get together so rarely. Can't you bend the house rules just this once? After all, I don't live here anymore, so I'm just...
Since it's you, Master KAEYA... I know that us sharing a meal is a sign of our close relationship, But this is technically against the rules for a traveler. Given how petty Master KAEYA can be, it must be hard for him to make friends. Does he have any friends?
See? I do have a way with people.
Hello, everyone. Pardon me, I'm Guangzhi, a guard with the secure...
No wonder Elzer felt so strongly about staying. He certainly...
The pleasure is all mine. The Secure Transport Agency has worked with your fine establishment in the past, though we have only corresponded through letters.
Why don't we go inside to discuss the details? No doubt the conversation will flow better with some of...
Certainly, Master KAEYA. Please...
And how might I address...
Just KAEYA is fine. I'm standing in today.
A pleasure to meet you as well. I'm not just here to... Our collaboration with Dawn Winery last year was quite successful, and I was curious about your... If it's no trouble, please, also mention to Master Diluc that our agency has expanded this year. So if the winery has any...
Master KAEYA.
Master? Wait.
I'm Master Krepus's adopted son, and Master Diluc's brother. However, as a serving captain with the Ninth...
My mistake. I apologize.
You may have misunderstood, Mr. Guangzhi. Though I am Master Diluc's brother, I don't actually live at Dawn Winery. I'm also a guest here today. I'm merely here receiving guests due to Elzer, but please, don't worry.
Thank you for your graciousness. I knew the Dawn Winery's...
In addition to the apple cider, the winery has an extensive collection of reserve wines and liquors. Adeland, please fetch a...
As...
Thank you again for your most gracious hospitality. Today...
Please, it was a pleasure. Here's hoping we'll have a chance to...
The guest has left, Master KAEYA. It's no skin off my nose. Master Diluc may have a few choice words. All I really wanted to say is, I have never considered you an outsider.
I understand, Oh, now...
Hello, everyone.
Now that was fast.
The doctor said there was nothing to worry about. I just need some rest. But on the way back, I met someone who was looking for Master KAEYA.
KAEYA! Shh! Klee's here to rescue you! Come on! Let's escape! Ah! Miss Honorary Knight!
Grounded? Yes. Sumeru was fun, but it can't compare with
You two must have done something to make Jean mad, but KAEYA has rescued Klee loads of times before. So when Albedo told me, KAEYA, you're free now!
Oh, if my...
This is a fully qualified...
Hello, Miss!
What?
I really need to take KAEYA and Miss Honorary Knight away, so we can go find...
I see. Hello...
See, Adeland, you don't need...
Take it easy.
I see everything.
Traveling alone is so boring. You're always so busy. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time. Great. Music to There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Now, let me think where we should go. How about Liyue? I'd be heading past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway, so it's not out of the way. Well, lucky me. I'll hold you to that. Liyue's ministry. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. I've heard that there's lots to see and do in Liyue, but I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am, so I'll leave the itinerary to you. Excellent. Well, it's such a satisfying... Who knows who we might cross paths with? Do you know this shop? It looks pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
Welcome to Mingxing Jewelry.
Let me see. What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style? I trust your judgment.
Ah, you're interested in souvenirs. If you're looking for a specific design, we can make it.
Oh, that's a pity. I'm just visiting and I won't be in town for very long.
No worries at all, sir. If you're looking for something off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Shurto at the Jade Mystery? He also deals in jade and precious stones. Exactly. There's no risk in purchase. I won't say any more, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. It's only human nature to spend a little when you're on a trip. But don't be too hasty to part with your cash. The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Mora-less to spread public awareness.
I think that's sound advice wherever you go in TEYVAT. We appreciate it, boss.
Welcome! Looking for uncut stones or pre-cut jade?
Uncut stones. Ah, yes, we were just briefed on that.
I believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary. Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here is entirely above board and legitimate, and I sell only pure and unadulterated goods. No scam. Sure, you can bet on jade and lose if you're unlucky, but that doesn't make it a scam. My terms are clear and transparent.
Sounds perfectly reasonable. At the end of...
Yes, exactly. Anyway, betting on jade is what it is. Feel free to try your luck, but if you can't afford to lose, then it's not for you. We don't need to cause each other. I'll leave you to browse at your own pace.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir. Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain. Well, if you're not interested...
Ahoy there, Captain! Fancy seeing you back in town.
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking.
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to...
I mean, you want the full list? Or Captain Kaya?
Oh, just taking a short trip with my friend.
Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you, on her behalf.
Your wife? Ah, yes. How is she doing these?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Anyway,
All right. Ah, I finally remembered who that was. Captain Wu. He runs a transport business between Mondstadt and Liyue.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no idea who you were talking to. Well, that explains the generic pleasantries, and Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation. How exactly do you two know each other anyway?
Nope, that's not it. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion. I took him to Mondstadt to recover.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know Old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, Old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones. I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely.
Well, stubborn, I can believe.
Someone drilled a hole in his line of work, isn't he? Competition is anyway, I digress. We merchants since you asked about if memory serves...
Take it easy.
Huh. So this is the He...
We meet again, Captain Kaya. What a coincidence. Twice in one day. Oh, that didn't take me long. And I ran the whole way.
Wu, weren't you just at Wanwen Bookhouse?
Shh, just leave it be, Aunt Zhong. There's no... I take it that you two aren't from around these parts. I'm a caravan guard by trade.
Oh. So, did you manage to get something for your daughter just...
Yes, thank you. If it weren't for you, Captain Kaya, she might...
I'm so lost, Wu.
Your wife's originally from Mondstadt, isn't she? Did you run into Captain Kaya?
The latter. Oh, this is so humiliating. Anyway, back when my wife was pregnant, we were taking...
Oh,